It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Okay, Coach, they indeed love their football here in upstate New York as you look inside of New Era Field in Orchard Park. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Washington Redskins. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Eckler. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. A carry for Bryce Love, the fourth-rounder from Stanford. Tremaine Edmonds, the Bills' leading tackler, is a rookie last year, in on the stop there.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up, it's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Washington. Mike Williams, his third touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Allen and the Bills now with a first and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run with a former Viking, Jerick McKinnon, and up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at their own 42. Jerry Hughes on the stop.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. Now Mahomes. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. It was Teron Johnson that time who had that play covered from the start.
A good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Yellow. Blue dot working. Blue dot working. Watch the run. Watch the run. 58, boys. 58. 58 to Mike. Here it comes. Here it comes. 58 to Mike. 58. 15. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Ed Oliver make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. An opening there on that 1st down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
2nd down, McKinnon. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Allen finds Croft as tight end. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Bills are certainly happy to have a healthy Tyler Croft. Remember, he had a season-ending foot injury last year with the Bengals in Week 5. So the Bills get him, and he re-injures that same foot in May in OTAs, but out there now and says he's feeling pretty good. They'll bring out 4 receivers, 3 of them being sent to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 4. Allen. And the grab by Croft. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
56, 56.
Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. 1st quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. A gain of 6 there on 1st. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now here's Mahomes. He's got it complete to Thompson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Complete. Richardson has it. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington 1st down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. It's complete to Williams. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Mahomes to throw once more. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. Mahomes can sling it, but the feet are nimble, too, as he scrambles for a first down.
Now, that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a first down, and inside the 5-yard line.
Yellow, yellow. Hey, 15.
That one, man, in his 13th NFL season, it's Adrian Peterson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Adrian Peterson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and...
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Ryan Kerrigan, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Allen going to throw. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, here's Love. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. Forced out to his left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Mike Williams that time, and it's 3rd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow Incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
The Redskins on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. On third down, here's Eckler. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. And Hopkins' kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
At their own 25-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Stop. 56, Mike, 56. You don't get this boy.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen dancing to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. They'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
55, 52. I got you. Is that 55? Right there in the middle. 55. Rabbit.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Monte Nicholson picks it, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards that time.
It's a gain of 25 yards.
Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Mahomes now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
On 2nd down and 4, Mahomes. That's going to be caught by Richardson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Richardson. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Eye down these two. 480. Strip that ball. Yellow. Strip that ball. Hatch it. Under. Hey, Ribley.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. On 2nd and goal, Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Hopkins with the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Allen. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The D and Jonathan Allen making sure his presence is felt.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And this one complete to Reed. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Jerry Hughes make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Mahomes now to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. 20. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a 1st down on 3rd and long. And somehow he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
If you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle him and get him on the ground short of the 1st down marker.
The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. Adrian Peterson, as the first half is winding down, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Check.
To the air, Allen. This will be caught by Brown. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They run it with McCammon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 5.
I'm coming after you. He's checking.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Tanner Vallejo coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Going on the ground with Eckler. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coach would always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Once more, here's Eckler. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it could be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still, fourth down upcoming.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On the return, it's White. Yeah, that's a pretty good one for the old average. 68 yards on the punt there. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point.
We got this.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
27-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Big edge, big edge, big edge. 15. Double up. He's coming.
Shotgun handoff to Thompson. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Richardson. A Redskin first down. The pickup 15 yards.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
On first down, Mahomes. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Ed Oliver in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Like how they started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Mahomes firing complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he finds McLaurin. 3 quarters have come and gone. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Now a give running right is Love. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line. And he'll be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 24. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
It'll be Love to try and get the first. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Yellow. 41 Mike. 6 man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes completes it to Davis. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
A give, Eckler running to the right. And again, this Buffalo defense there in run support to stop him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there, and now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Hopkins' kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Go.
Now McKinnon. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. From the gun on 3rd down, Allen. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 35. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run here with Eckler. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to the ground. This time it's Peterson. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided? In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Reuben Foster, the former national champion at Alabama, gets in for the sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's Gore now running out of the gun. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Round 80! Alert! It's gonna be middle.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. So hail to the Redskins as they get the victory here. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Redskins, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.